I'm Kenny Eaton. I would like to welcome any viewers to my new YouTube channel I'm creating. So today, the first thing of news that I'm going to be talking about is the Tigers. Last night, the Tigers announced that General Manager Al Avila announced the Tigers are going to be starting a rebuild process. There's going to be a lot of changes made. Rumors are that Ian Kinsler, JD Martinez, Miguel Cabrera, Justin Verlander can possibly all be in the market for trades. Rumor is Francisco Rodriguez, or what they call K-Rod, is going to be gone. His days are over in Detroit. His option's not going to be extended. So this might be the Tigers' last run for the next how many ever years. I'm thinking it'll be 2. It looks like there's teams like the Red Sox wanting to get some of our guys for next upcoming season. With David Ortiz retiring, they've always wanted to win. They need pitching. Most importantly, there's so many teams that want Tigers players because there's teams like the Red Sox that have prospects that the Tigers should get in return. They have the number 1 prospect in the league and the number 4 prospect in the league. The number 1 is Yoan Moncada, and number 4 is Andrew Benintendi. And those are 2 guys the Tigers would probably want to try to get by trading a guy like Justin Verlander to the Red Sox, which the Red Sox general manager was the Tigers' old general manager, Dave Dombrowski. Dave Dombrowski has a history of loving prospects, has a love of trading prospects, and the Tigers have really suffered from it the last couple of years. They're aging, and they're not getting any younger, and they need to do that now because their days are numbering out. The Pistons, Reggie Jackson, star point guard for the Pistons, is going to be out 2 months, 6 to 8 weeks. Closer to 2 months, will be returning in early December with a knee injury. There was no surgery needed. Pistons are looking to trade him to another team. Teams like the Wizards kind of want to buy him. They want to get rid of John Wall. That's another rumor popping up on the rumors. Other teams would love to have a guy like Reggie Jackson on the roster, but the Pistons are going to need a big point guard in return. The Pistons are on their way looking at another playoff appearance. Vegas has the Pistons at a 4 seed this year, but the odds are probably going down now that Reggie Jackson's out 2 months. Pistons' new point guard Ish Smith, recently signed by the Philadelphia 76ers, has 51 starts on his belt, is looking to become a big name for the Pistons. The start for the time being. Pistons have a few roster spots to handle, roster cuts, and it's looking like it'll be the last preseason game tonight against Toronto. They'll decide the spot for his third point guard or second string for now between Lorenzo Brown, who played a few games here last year, or Ray McCallum, who has played in multiple teams and played at Detroit U or U of D. It's looking like the Pistons are in good shape still because Ish Smith has a lot of starts. He can stretch the floor. He's very quick. And they look like they can win games, even without Reggie. Ish Smith's a very solid point guard. He's going to be manageable for the next 2 months. Also, in other news, Aaron Baines and Tobias Harris have suffered broken noses. They're going to get their nose checked out by a doctor. They're going to get masks. They're going to put in masks the first couple of weeks with their broken nose. And then the final thing is Marcus Morris is returning to practice today. He'll be playing lengthy minutes tonight with Stanley Johnson, who got hurt in the last game on his ankle. But Stanley will be playing tonight lengthy minutes. Also, in other news, the Lions picked up a big win Sunday day versus the Rams. The Rams have had struggles all year with quarterback Case Keenum. The Lions defense had a lot of problems that game. Lions defense luckily had a big stop at the end of the game, but they're showing no signs of getting any better. No signs of improvement. They're disorganized. They're undisciplined. It's been all year for that in the last 20-some years for the Lions. They've been like this as a team. The Lions are looking to go past 500 this week. They're 3-3 going into Washington. Washington's a very solid team this year, led behind former MSU quarterback Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is one of the best quarterbacks in the league, but he's been having locker room issues this year, and he's not considered a leader. If he can't get that act together, who knows what's going to happen to the Kirk in a Washington uniform. Stafford's looking like one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL with a very, very young, deep O-line. The O-line has had a lot of issues this year protecting Stafford, but Stafford has found new receivers, Marvin Jones and Anquan Boldin, down the field a lot this year. And it's looking like the Lions are going to possibly make the playoffs because the NFC has been beating each other up all year with losses. Arizona's had a bad year. Teams like Arizona, New Orleans have been a disappointment. There's been a lot of disappointing teams this year that could possibly push the Lions into the playoffs. Green Bay's been a disappointment. I mean, the Lions will make it by the end of this year. The Lions have the receivers. They have the running back when Amir Abdullah and Theo Riddick come back. And they pair up again with Justin Forsett. You got 3 guys in the backfield taking reps at running back. That's pretty solid for a team, especially for an NFL team. You see that in college. You don't see 3 running backs in the NFL. They have a very solid D-line when they're healthy. Their corners have been an issue all year, and their safeties have been an issue, so their secondary's been an issue. The linebackers have been a bit of an issue. But overall, the Lions look like they could maybe make the playoffs for the first time in 2 years. Thank you.
Hi.
So hopefully Michigan can come off of another unbelievable week. 2 weeks ago, after having a bye week last week, to probably crush Illinois this upcoming week. Illinois is 36-point underdogs against Michigan. Michigan has homecoming this week at the Big House. Michigan's quarterback, led by Wilton Speight, has been dazzling this year. Jim Harbaugh's revitalized the program really quickly. Nobody thought that Michigan would be number 3 in the nation 2 years ago when they ended 5-7. Michigan's hoping for the contender again for the national title. For the first time in 8 years, they haven't contended for this. Michigan looks like they should win the title this year. But their hardest match will come on the last week of the year for the game, Michigan-Ohio State. But in 2 weeks after this Illinois game, so next week, it's going to be Michigan State. Michigan State, led by quarterback Tyler O'Connor, has been awful this year. In many words, the State fans has been, from State fans and the rest of the Big Ten. State fans are comparing him to one of the worst quarterbacks in the Big Ten. Guy's a turnover machine. Has 6 interceptions and 11 touchdowns all year. Has been missing open receivers down the field, which is similar to Wilton Speight, but Wilton Speight doesn't have many turnovers. He just misses open receivers. It looks like that Michigan State's going to have a lot of problems this year against Michigan. Michigan has lost 7 of the last 8 appearances versus State. This is the best Michigan has been in 8 years and the worst the State's been in 8 years. So Michigan's hoping to pick up a win against State this year.